I am going to have a gay stroke. I'm a lesbian, I'm having a stroke, I don't know what to do. Grandmother was not the only one having heart problems in this episode. She was not. If this was an episode of Friends, it would be called the one with all the flashbacks because there were a few. Oh, honey, there were a few of those. Yeah. The depth of that love scene, the depth of their love. Shakespeare's sonnets are shaking. Sensual. It was sensual. It was magical. This episode has emotionally destroyed me. There is nothing left of me. I am just a husk of a woman, of a homosexual. We've known this for a while. We have. Oh my God, where do I even start? I just feel like I've been plunged into a bottomless pit of emotions with this episode. That is how I feel. The drama, the heartbreak, the sensuality, the acting. Hollywood found quivering in their boots. Okay. This is my review of episode 11. Oh, I've got my gay notes. Let's go. So the episode starts with like the face-off we've all been waiting for. Oh my God, it's the final boss battle. Oh, it's tense. There's tea sipping. There's ominous music playing in the background. Oh my God. I'm on the edge of my seat. So Sam tries to like explain how she's feeling to her grandmother, and as I suspected, it kind of does fall on deaf ears. Her grandmother is not willing to budge. I mean, the grandmother has never budged on anything to do with her granddaughters throughout her entire life. So why would she start now? I mean, I suspected this is how it would go. You would think after losing her other two granddaughters, she might be a little bit more reasonable, but no, she's just hell-bent on being homophobic. Oh my God. And then there's this heartbreaking flashback about what happened to one of Sam's sister's song, and we've kind of seen some of this flashback before, but this time the flashback kind of includes the whole story, and it shows just how awful her grandmother was about what happened to Song, and about how her grandmother was like lashing out and blaming Song's girlfriend, and oh my gosh, yeah, it was awful. She's just such a toxic person, my God. And she uses Song's death to try and like manipulate Sam into marrying Kirk. It is so toxic. It's awful. It's awful. But you can see that what the grandmother is saying really gets to Sam, and it's like, I feel like it's easy for us to judge from the outside and be like, oh yeah, Sam should just like grow a backbone and, you know, stand up for herself, which is kind of what this episode is all about. But at the same time, it's like, I think if a lot of us were in Sam's position, it's really like, there's a lot to consider. However, as a palette cleanser, Mon looks adorable in that unicorn dress. She's so cute. She's so cute. Mon goes to see Sam, but Sam is kind of like avoiding Mon because she's really thinking about what she wants to do. You can see that like her grandmother's words have like gotten to her, and she needs time to think. And this scene was really, really heartbreaking because you can just see that her heart is breaking. Like, you can see her heart is breaking over this situation, and it was heartbreaking to watch. There was a lot of heartbreak going around. So anyway, the homies gather to discuss the situation between Mon and Sam, and like I said, this is just like, it's a job. I'm pretty sure they have like a weekly meeting at this point, but anyway. And it's a good thing because T fills Mon in on Sam's history with her grandmother, which kind of helps Mon understand why Sam is behaving in the way that she is, and it's a productive meeting. And Jim comes through with the comedy gold. She does. I'm pretty sure this scene was the only time we were allowed to like not cry throughout this entire episode, but yeah. So anyway, after this meeting, Mon goes back to see Sam, and Sam finally opens the door to her and says they need to talk. The hand holding in this scene, oh my gosh, my heart was just filled with hand holding. So Sam tells Mon that she's going to marry Kirk so that her grandmother will leave Mon alone, and that she and Mon can have a relationship in secret because she doesn't love Kirk, she loves Mon, but at the same time, you know, there's this situation with her grandmother, and this is the kind of compromise that she has negotiated. And obviously this isn't okay and it's not healthy, but they love each other so much, and it's a complicated situation that that it just is what it is. And then Mon tells her she can be anything that Sam wants her to be, which is of course like a callback to, I believe, episode 6, where Sam says that exact same thing to Mon, and it was, oh gosh, it was really cute, but oh my gosh, this situation. So Mon agrees to be her lover in secret, and you know, this scene was really kind of like intimate and reaffirmed how much they love one another, but at the same time, like a lot of their intimate scenes in this episode just had like a dark rain cloud hanging over them, because you kind of know that the situation is not, they're not out of the woods, you know? Oh, and then they're in the bedroom, oh my gosh, making heart eyes at each other, oh my gosh, just so much emotion. It was emotional, obviously, because there were emotions happening. I think the I love yous that they said to each other in this scene are like my favorite I love yous throughout this entire season that they've exchanged with each other so far. There was just something different about the way that they told each other like I love you in this scene, and it was just, it got me good. It got me good. And then we were blessed with another love scene. We were blessed and highly favored with another love scene. I'm not sure about the smooth jazz in the background, but I'll take it. I'll accept it and I'll take it. The sensual vibes in this love scene, unparalleled. Spectacular, never seen before, amazing, stunning, mwah. You know, it's soft, it's emotional, there's nails being dug into skin. All of their love scenes have such a different feel to them, and this love scene is no exception. It just felt so much deeper than their previous love scenes, and oh my god, just, that is what lesbian heaven looks like. That is what it looks like. Anyway, the morning after, they're back in domestic bliss, and Sam is making Mon breakfast, and she cooks it herself, because when Mon asked her like if she made it, I thought she was gonna come back at her with like, no, the maid made it, you know, hashtag rich. I thought that was what she was going to say, but no, she cooked that breakfast herself. That is character development, it's growth, it's beautiful to see. God, I wish that were me. And the breakfast scene is really cute. They exchange a lot of I love yous. I kind of lost track of the amount of times that, you know, they told each other that they loved each other this episode. It was a lot. It was a lot, and I loved it. I love their love. It does make me laugh when Sam feeds Mon, because that's the exact same thing like Freen does to Becky in real life, and I was like, wow, it's art imitating life. And then Kirk pays Mon a visit at Sam's. He does. And he tells Mon that if she continues to see Lady Sam, like after he's married her, she'll be perceived as a homewrecker, and he essentially asks her to like let Sam go. And you can see how much this like gets to Mon. Then she receives a phone call from Lady Sam's sister, and she asks her advice. She doesn't know what to do, and Nung pretty much reiterates what she said before about being strong and putting yourself first, essentially. Nung then rings Sam and pretty much tells her that she's going to lose Mon if she doesn't stand up to her grandmother. So then Sam goes back home, and she arrives just as Mon is leaving with her suitcase. And there's just this really emotional scene between the two of them, because you can see that Mon is just so worn down, and she tells Sam that, you know, she gives up and she thinks they should break up. You know, she's essentially throwing in the towel, and Sam begs her to stay. I mean, she gets down on her knees and, you know, she's literally begging. But Mon has had enough, and at the last minute, Sam declares that she's going to stand up for herself. And it's like, yes, that is what we want to hear. That is music to our ears. Okay, good. So then Sam rings her sister and asks her for backup. It's like the Two Towers with Sam gathering an army to face Sauron. I mean, that was the vibes of this episode. So Sam rolls up at her grandmother's in full moon, which daddy, and she's ready. She's ready to go into battle. She walks in there and she tells her grandmother that she's not marrying Kirk. But of course her grandmother isn't going to accept that, period. And just as it looks like Sam might kind of like cave under the pressure again, backup arrives on the scene, and Nung lets her have it. She reads her grandmother to filth. I mean, she reads her to filth. And I have to say the acting in this scene was like A+ from everybody. Oh my god. The Academy is weeping. And you can see Sam is really torn between Mon and her grandmother, and it doesn't help that her grandmother is having like chest pains just to add to the flair and the drama of the situation, you know. And you can see how torn Sam is in this scene. I mean, even though her grandmother is toxic, she's still her grandmother and she's still the woman who like looked after her, you know. But Mon is the woman that she loves, and Mon is like her happiness, and she can't keep both her family and her happiness, so it's like a really, really big choice. But Sam chooses her woman, and oh my god, I screamed, I yelled, I cried, and I cheered. It was a win for the lesbians. Just that relief when she grabs Mon and leaves her grandmother's house is just like, oh my god. But of course we're not out of the woods yet, because we have the final episode next week. That preview for episode 12, I am shaking. Oh my god. Please do not marry Kirk, please. She better leave that wedding for Mon. Like, she better do it. She better. I'm scared, and oh my god, like, I do not need the visuals of Sam in a wedding dress next to Kirk. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't need to see it. Every time I see Kirk on screen now, my fight and flight is like activated. I also really don't want this series to end, because then I'm just left with what? Reality? What am I supposed to do with that? Okay guys, if you've seen episode 11, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments section below. Let me know what you think's gonna happen in the finale, because if you like pina coladas and supporting lesbian content, come and join the Sapphic Underground Club. Just come and join it, because don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.